Have you ever wondered why you feel restless if nobody comments on your photo? Or why silence after you share an idea feels heavier than criticism itself? Why do we keep chasing approval like dogs chasing cars, except the cars are Instagram likes, fake smiles, and polite claps? And what's the hidden cost of this endless hunt for validation that most people don't even notice? Validation seeking looks innocent on the surface, but underneath, it's draining your freedom, your creativity, and your relationships. It's like paying a tax you never agreed to, except the tax is on your peace of mind. And the price is higher than you think, because every moment you spend asking, "Do they like me?" is a moment you're not asking, "Do I like me?" That single difference can change the direction of your entire life. One of the sneakiest costs is loss of originality. Every time you bend your choices to match what others expect, you shave off a piece of your uniqueness. Eventually, you wake up one day and realize you've built a life designed for applause instead of fulfillment. It's like curating a perfect museum of yourself, but you're not even allowed to touch the exhibits. Another hidden cost is mental exhaustion. Have you ever noticed how much brain power it takes to constantly calculate other people's reactions? You're not just living your life, you're rehearsing it, editing it, and performing it, all in real time. That's why so many people collapse at the end of the day without having done anything that actually mattered. Research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology shows that people who base their self-worth on external approval are more prone to anxiety, depression, and even poor physical health. It's not just a mindset issue, it literally affects your biology. Your body interprets constant approval hunting as a threat to survival, keeping you in fight or flight mode for years. No wonder so many people feel burnt out without knowing why. Here's another paradox. Validation is addictive, but the high gets weaker over time. The first time someone praises you, it feels amazing, like you've unlocked a hidden superpower. But by the 10th time, it feels flat, and by the 100th, you barely notice it, yet you still crave more. It's like being stuck in a casino where the chips are compliments and the house always wins. Have you ever felt that awkward emptiness right after someone praises you? It's because deep down you know praise doesn't stick unless you already believe it yourself. That's why the most confident people you've met often shrug off validation. They're not rude, they're just full. They don't need to be fed because they already ate at their own table. Practical advice: try building what I call a private scoreboard. Track things nobody else sees: how consistent you were with your habits, how disciplined you were with your focus, how aligned you were with your values. This creates an internal reward system that no one can take away. And strangely enough, when you stop asking for recognition, people often notice you even more. Validation seeking also sabotages relationships. Because when you need constant reassurance, people around you start feeling like emotional ATMs. They can give you a few withdrawals of praise, but eventually the account runs dry. That's when friendships feel strained and romantic partners get drained. Flip the script by asking a different question. Instead of, "Do they approve of me?" ask, "Do I enjoy who I am when I'm with them?" That's the kind of self-check that shifts the power dynamic. It turns relationships into mutual exchanges instead of one-sided transactions. And ironically, people respect you more when they see you don't need their stamp of approval to breathe. There's also a financial cost that most people ignore. Think about how many purchases are made just to signal worth to others: designer clothes, flashy gadgets, overpriced dinners. As Alain de Botton writes in Status Anxiety, consumerism thrives on our hunger for validation. We don't just buy objects, we buy the applause attached to them. But here's the catch: Seeking validation makes you a terrible decision maker. Why? Because your choices aren't based on long-term strategy, but short-term approval. That's how people end up in careers they hate, relationships that suffocate them, or lifestyles that impress everyone but themselves. And the longer you wait to break free, the heavier the debt of regret becomes. Want a practical experiment? Do one thing this week that matters deeply to you, but tell nobody about it. Write, paint, learn a skill, or practice something, and keep it completely off social media. Notice how liberating it feels when the value of your action comes only from you. Don't forget that when you depend on validation, you're always on stage. But life isn't supposed to be one long audition where strangers decide if you're good enough. The real power comes when you step off the stage, rip up the script, and decide you're both the actor and the audience. That's when you stop living for applause and start living for truth. So the hidden cost of constant validation seeking isn't just emotional. It's the theft of your creativity, your authenticity, your freedom, and your future. It's trading your compass for a weather vane, spinning in whatever direction others blow. And once you realize that, you'll see that the applause was never worth the performance. Because at the end of the day, the crowd always leaves, but you're stuck with yourself. Before you go, hit that like button and subscribe if this gave you a fresh perspective. Now tell me in the comments, if you stop needing anyone's approval tomorrow, what's the very first thing you'd do differently? Think about it carefully, because the answer might reveal the life you actually want to live. And remember, chasing validation is like running a marathon on a treadmill. You'll sweat, you'll get tired, you might even impress a few people watching, but in the end, you never move an inch. See you in the next video.